Portugal is the westernmost nation of the European Central Area, and it is formally called the Portuguese Republic. It is one of the least expensive nations to visit in Europe. The nation is named after the nation's second biggest city of Porto. Portugal is an oral advancement from the Latin name for Porto, Portus Cale. Portugal turned into the primary worldwide sea power during the 15th and 16th century. Spearheading Portuguese wayfarers like Henry the Guide, Vasco da Gama, and Álvares Cabral found new terrains and established new states, making Portugal a significant financial, political, and military power. At some point in history, it isolated the world with Spain. Throughout the long term, Portugal's domain has gradually been separated. Portugal is renowned for its socially rich history, Cristiano Ronaldo, Fado, as well as flavorful wine and food, yet there's such a lot of most have close to zero familiarity with the country. So we should get directly to it. The following are 15 intriguing and fun facts about Portugal that will blow your mind. Number 1. Portugal is one of the oldest nations in Europe. The boundaries of the country of Portugal were defined in 1139, making it not just perhaps of the most oldest country on the planet, yet apparently in all of Europe. Portugal delegated King Afonso Henriques as its leader that year. Fun fact, Lisbon is really 4 centuries more seasoned than Rome. Before it was known as Portugal, the region had been settled by different empires and civilizations, such as by the Phoenicians in 1200 BC. Number 2. The oldest operating bookstore in the world is located in Lisbon. Situated in Chiado, Livraria Bertrand holds the Guinness World Record for the world's most seasoned bookstore still in operation, established in 1732. With over 250 years of history, Bertrand was opened by Peter IV as a small shop and was once a focal point for Portuguese-savvy people across the decades. In 2010, the bookstore turned out to be important for the Porto Editora Group, and branches opened all around the country. Be that as it may, the Lisbon bookstore stays a verifiable and social milestone for book lovers. Number 3. Portugal is one of the most peaceful countries in the world. In 2021, Portugal came in 4th place on the Global Peace Index, GPI, making it one of the most peaceful countries in the world, behind Iceland, New Zealand, and Denmark. Portugal is thus one of the safest countries in the world with little crime and violence. Number 4. There are over 250 million Portuguese-speaking people around the globe. Portuguese is one of the 10 most communicated languages on the planet, with more than 250 million Portuguese speakers all over the planet. Portuguese is the authority language in 9 nations including Brazil, Mozambique, Angola, Portugal, Guinea-Bissau, East Timor, Central Guinea, Macau, Cape Verde, and São Tomé and Príncipe. Accordingly, it isn't so as business as usual that just 5% of Portuguese speakers live in Portugal. Number 5. Portugal is home to the world's largest cork forest. After Bacalhau and Barcelos Rooster, a notable Portuguese image is cork. Portugal is the biggest cork producer in the world and creates over half of the world's cork supply. It is additionally home to the world's biggest cork backwoods, making up 34% of the world's area of cork timberland. The Amorim group of Portuguese billionaire Americo Amorim made their extravagant fortune in the cork business. Number 6. Lisbon suffered one of the world's largest natural disasters in world history. On November 1, 1755, an earthquake hit Lisbon, obliterating practically the whole of the city. Seismologists gauge the tremor had a greatness of 7.7 or significantly more. The seismic tremor produced a 6-meter-high tidal wave that drowned many. The loss of life in Lisbon was somewhere in the range of 12,000 and 60,000 individuals, making it quite possibly of the deadliest quake ever. Number 7. The maximum prison sentence in Portugal is 25 years. The Portuguese Penal Code states that a person must not be sentenced to a prison sentence longer than 25 years. This means that even if multiple crimes such as homicides are committed, no one will serve more than 25 years in prison. Naturally, the death penalty is also not present in Portugal. Number 8. Portugal decriminalized all drugs in 2001, the first country to do so. On July 1, 2001, Portugal turned into as the first country on the planet to decriminalize all drugs, including meth and heroin. The law made drug ownership for individual utilized legitimately denied, while drug trafficking stays a criminal offense. The adjustment of regulation was applied as an action to battle the elevated drug epidemic of the 90s and the ascent of HIV cases. Portugal currently has the absolute least medication utilization rates in the European Association, EU, where most nations hold criminalization models. Number 9. The biggest waves ever surfed are in Portugal. Nazar is the go-to for surfing huge waves as it has set world records, making it a permanent spot on the World Surf League Big Wave Tour. In 2013, McNamara broke his own world record by surfing an estimated 30-meter wave off the coast of Nazar. However, the official Guinness World Record for the largest wave ever surfed is currently held by Brazil's Rodrigo Coxa, who caught an almost 25-meter wave at Praia do Norte, Nazar in Portugal in 2017. Number 10. Around 8 million travel to the site of the miracle of Fatima every year. In 1917, 3 shepherd youngsters saw the spirit of Mary, the mother of Jesus, multiple times north of a half-year. These 3 apparitions and the spread of the messages all through the city culminated in the supernatural occurrence of the sun, allegedly witnessed by over 70,000 individuals. There are many records of what this wonder comprised of, yet most express that after a time of downpour, the skies cleared and the sun showed up as a turning plate overhead with brilliant tones. Over 100 years after the fact, around 8 million explorers travel to the safe haven of Fatima consistently to visit the site of the apparitions and of the miracle of the sun. Number 11. Portugal is a European leader in sustainable energy. In spring of 2018, Portugal created 100% of its energy through sustainable sources, for example, hydro, wind, and sun-oriented power. In 2020, Portugal positioned as the 4th green country in the European Association across 6 classifications, including waste, energy, ozone-harming substances, air quality, new water, and regular land. Portugal was likewise among the main nations on the planet to define 2050 carbon neutrality goals. Number 12. Portugal is one of the best places in the world to retire. Portugal is quite possibly of the best spot on the planet to resign, as indicated by the Worldwide Living's yearly worldwide retirement file and Forbes. With a minimal expense of living and duty motivators, retired folks come from everywhere the world to settle down in Portugal. Retired folks can utilize the NHR system, a quality medical services framework, and an all-around high standard of living. Number 13. The Vasco da Gama Bridge was the longest in Europe when it opened. The Vasco da Gama span gets 17 kilometers over the stream Tagus in Lisbon and opened in 1998, at that point, making it the longest extension in Europe. The bridge was named after the Portuguese adventurer Vasco da Gama, who discovered the sea route from Europe to India. Today, it is the second longest bridge in Europe, after the Crimean Bridge, however it stays the longest extension in the European Union. Number 14. Portugal is known as the country of tiles. Beginning around 2013, it's been prohibited to annihilate structures with tile canvas facades in Lisbon to safeguard their social legacy. These coated blue clay tiles from the 14th century improve the roads, structures, and landmarks of Portuguese urban areas. The azulejo is additionally regularly shown in Portuguese homes, as well as train stations, cafes, and wellsprings. Tiles were initially made to safeguard the walls of houses from low temperatures, not so much for stylish purposes. Number 15. The birth rate in Portugal is below the EU average. Portugal has one of the least rates of birth in the EU, remaining at 7.7% in 2021. The rate of birth has been diminishing dramatically since the 1950s. The Socialist Party, PS, has included significant measures to handle the low rate of birth in the proposed state spending plan for 2022-2023, for example, giving free childcare to children up 1 year of age. Portugal's rich past was an ongoing idea through many focuses. This likewise makes a visit to this nation so beneficial. A large number of the landmarks that date back to this period are very much saved. They are similarly basically as amazing as they've probably been in the past. Please like, share and subscribe to this channel. Also press notification bell to notify you of any future similar videos.